Hey everyone, I'm here to do a review with you on the new Apple Watch Ultra versus the Garmin. I have the Forerunner 945, and I'm here to tell you that if you're looking to purchase the new Apple Watch Ultra or the Garmin, and you are specifically looking for GPS, the Apple Watch Ultra is an epic fail, okay? And you may think, hey, why am I saying that? Well, I'll tell you exactly why, okay? This has been proven through multiple tests that I've done, all right? I purchased this Apple Watch Ultra because of the great marketing that Apple did, saying that the GPS will find you in the middle of nowhere in the mountain wilderness, GPS dual accuracy coordinates, which is a crock of beep, and I'll explain why. So I am a marathon runner. Well, I call myself a marathon runner, but I'm a half marathon runner right now, eventually going to be a marathon runner. And so the reason I purchased this was because all of my friends had Garmin's, and their GPS accuracy was better, it seemed, than the Apple Watch. So I obviously prefer the Apple Watch based on its smart feature capabilities. I have the older version of the Apple Watch, but I primarily wanted to upgrade to either a Garmin or the new Apple Watch Ultra. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because my old Apple Watch was not seeming to get as much accuracy as my friends that had Garmin. So I decided to purchase both of them and run a few tests, and I'll explain exactly what I did, okay? So last Sunday, I ran a half marathon with this Apple Watch Ultra, okay? I used Strava, which is a very popular third-party running app, for those of you that don't know. And basically, throughout the entire half marathon, all of the kilometer markers were ahead of what my Apple Watch Ultra on Strava was telling me throughout my run. So, for example, at kilometer 6 into my half marathon, this thing was saying like 5.5. So I was like, hey, wait a minute, what's going on? Am I, is this not right? What's happening? So I randomly asked strangers throughout the half marathon, hey buddy, hey lady, what watch are you wearing? And they're like, oh, Garmin. What are you at? Let's say we're at kilometer 6. Yeah, 6.0, 6.1, we just passed it. I look at mine, 5.5, 5.6. Come on, Apple. It should not be difficult. We were running in St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada. This is not, tall buildings, middle of nowhere. This is a regular city just running throughout the streets. This should be easy GPS data to track properly. Okay, so as the run continued on, I did the exact same thing. Kilometer 12. Hey, buddy, what do you got? Yeah, 12.0, 12.1. I'm at 11.3, 11.4. So when the half marathon finished, all my information was inaccurate. And how frustrating is that, right? This is Apple, okay? At this point, so I think, okay, maybe there's no way Apple's gonna get this wrong, right? I mean, a company as big as Apple, they know how to do GPS, or do they? They don't, okay? And I'll explain why. At the end of the half marathon, 21.1 kilometers, and the time, obviously, the distance is accurate. This is a registered half marathon, the Railway City Road Races half marathon in St. Thomas last Sunday. And my watch said 20.7 and it was 21.1. So it was completely off, right, from what it should be. So I just deleted my Strava half marathon, which I was proud of, and I went by the chip time, which is obviously accurate, right? These things are used to qualify for a lot of marathon races. So then I thought, wait a minute, maybe it was off because I used a third-party app like Strava, and Apple can blame them that was the case, right? This new Apple Watch Ultra is supposed to have all this extra workout feature capability, GPS dual accuracy within the Apple workout app, like the fitness Apple, like their app, right? So then I went on a run today for 10 kilometers, and I'm like, I'm going to wear both these watches because I didn't have this watch when I ran the half marathon last Sunday. So I'm like, let me buy this watch, and I'm going to wear them both on my wrist. I'm going to start them at the exact same time, and this time I'm going to use I'm going to use the actual built-in Apple app So they can't blame anybody else that the GPS was, inaccurate because of Strava. They're gonna, they have nothing to blame. This is the Apple workout app with the Apple supposed dual accuracy GPS versus the Garmin with Strava, okay? So I set it both at the same time, and lo and behold, after the 10 kilometers, the Apple Watch was at 9.08 kilometers, and this was at 10.0. How is that even possible? So I know some of you may be sitting there and think, well, how do you know that the Garmin is right? You're putting all this emphasis on the Garmin. How do you know that that's right? You know how I know that this is right? This was in a registered half marathon in St. Thomas, and many people had Garmin's, and the actual chip time matched what everybody else that had a Garmin had. So epic fail. This watch, $1,100 Canadian, $7.99 US, I believe, for anybody watching in the US. So we're talking about like $1,000 watch. This Garmin Forerunner, $945. I got it off Amazon for $520, but you can get the $245, I believe, for only $300. Pales in comparison. Now, I'm not talking about the smartwatch features. Obviously, Apple is leaps and bounds ahead of the Garmin. This Garmin is not something that's going to make you feel awesome wearing 24/7 when you're trying to, stay up to date with notifications. Apple definitely has a lead there. But if you are looking for a running watch or a watch that actually has accurate GPS data, which is all any athlete wants, do not buy the Apple Watch Ultra. It is a waste of money. They have not been able to figure out and even come close to Garmin, which, I didn't even know Garmin existed until I found out they had all these sports watch categories. And, it's my grandpa's the only one that still uses it in his GPS in his car. I mean, everybody obviously uses Google Maps, Apple Maps, but apparently their GPS data and all of their watches and all, I don't know everything about the company, what they're doing now, but they have GPS on lockdown. You want accurate data when you're running. You want to get the information proper. How do you know where you're standing when you're training? How do you know your pace per kilometer, pace per mile? You need to know this accurate information, and you are not going to get this from the Apple Ultra Watch. Whether you use a third-party app with Strava or use the built-in Apple Watch or Apple GPS itself, they are completely inaccurate. And you can thank me for doing these tests so that it saves you from wasting $1,000 on this Apple Watch Ultra. If you are looking for GPS accurate data, go with the Garmin, any model.